Hello class 10th, hope you all are good and safe at home. I believe all of you have seen your performance in first term exam of chemistry. Some of you need to do thorough study as your performance is not up to the mark, as I was expecting. Children, now it's a high time. Kindly start concentrating in your studies and send your assignment regularly, because in half-yearly exam 20 marks includes your assignment. Some of you haven't sent your previous assignments. Children, positively you send these assignments as soon as possible. Right children? Now let's start chapter 17 chemistry, sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is also known as oxyacid, strong acid and dibasic acid. Why it is called oxyacid? Why it is oxyacid? Because it contains hydrogen, another element, and oxygen. Right? It is a strong acid because it dissociate almost completely in aqueous solution and produce high concentration of which one? Hydronium ions. Third, it is a dibasic acid because it contains two replaceable hydrogen ion, right? And it forms two types of salts. Which one? Normal salt and acid salt, right? Now, sulfuric acid was initially called oil of vitriol. Why it is called oil of vitriol? Because in earlier days it was manufactured from, or it is prepared from these green vitriol, that is your FeSO4 7H2O. Now, occurrence wise, in the sulfuric acid is found in free state as well as in combined state. In the free state, it occurs in minute traces in hot springs. In the combined state, it occurs as minerals sulfate such as gypsum, calcium sulfate, .2H2O, global salt, formula is Na2SO4.10H2O, and green vitriol is your FeSO4.7H2O. Okay, now next is your general methods of preparation of sulfuric acid. First is your by action of heat on nitric acid and sulfur, you get sulfuric acid. And this equation already you have read in previous chapter of nitric acid. Here nitric acid acts as a oxidizing agent and oxidizes sulfur to sulfuric acid. Okay. Now sometime question may be asked to convert nitric acid to sulfuric acid. So which equation you will give? This one. Right. Now next is your by dissolving sulfur trioxide in water you get sulfuric acid. But always remember, when SO2 react with water, then it gives what? H2SO3. And what is it is called? This is called sulfurous acid. What it is called? Sulfurous acid. Okay, now next is your manufacturing of sulfuric acid by contact process. When sulfuric acid is produced in large scale, which method you use? You will use contact process, right? Now in contact process, just look at this manufacturing unit of this sulfuric acid. Here first this is your what? A is actually a blower through which you pass purified air or oxygen. Then it passes to the B. B is your sulfite or pyrite burner, where this oxygen is combined with sulfur. Sulfur is heated with this oxygen and it forms sulfur dioxide. Sometimes in place of sulfur we also use iron pyrite. And what is the formula of iron pyrite? FeS2. When FeS2 react with oxygen, it gives what? Sulfur dioxide. Now then this sulfur dioxide is passed through this purification unit, this from C to G. This is called what? Purification point. Now C is your dusting tower, where what's happened? The dust is removed from the sulfur dioxide. If any dust is there, it is removed by what? This downward blow of steam. and then this then it is passed, the gas is then passed to the scrubbing tower. In scrubbing tower, what's happened, actually this is a cooling point, cooling pipes. Now for cooling, the gas passes through the isolated pipes. Then it is passed to the scrubbing tower for further removal of impurities and dust particle by downward spray of water, right? Then again the gas is naturally rises up. When all the dust particles are removed, they settle down here at the bottom, and the gas rises up, and then it is passed to the next tower, that is called drying tower. Here naturally the gas which is coming in this tower, it may contain water vapors. To remove these water vapors, this concentrated sulfuric acid is passed, right? And then what's happened, because concentrated sulfuric acid is a drying agent, it will remove all the water vapors. Then after that it is passed to the next, what is it, arsenic purifier. Here, for removing arsenic oxide passes over a ferric hydroxide, and then you get the sulfur dioxide which is obtained after this tower. It is free from all the impurities, and main impurities are your dust particles, and second is your arsenic oxide, right? Then it is passed through this contact tower. Here in contact tower, the reaction takes place. This sulfur dioxide actually combined with again oxygen and form sulfur trioxide in presence of catalyst, that is called vanadium pentaoxide. And which catalyst is used in contact tower, that is your vanadium pentaoxide. And here SO2 plus O2, the reaction takes place, SO2 plus O2 gives you SO3, means sulfur trioxide is formed. And here temperature is maintained about 450 to 500 degree Celsius, and the pressure is maintained up to 1 to 2 atmosphere. Now here with this catalyst, promoter is also used, that is your potassium oxide, which enhance the activity of this catalyst, vanadium pentaoxide. Then this sulfur trioxide is passed through this, which one, that is your absorption tower. What is it? Absorption tower. Here in the absorption tower, what's happened, this sulfur trioxide vapors are they are mixed, or they are descended into the, they rises up and they are descended to the concentrated sulfuric acid, and here you get a product that is called oleum. Then this oleum is diluted with water, and you get what? Sulfuric acid, right? Now the main reactions which you have to learn in this contact process, first is your the reaction takes place in sulfur or pyrite burner, that is your S plus O2. They burn or heated and gives you sulfur dioxide, right? Then, or in place of sulfur we can also use iron pyrite, and this iron pyrite also, when heated with oxygen, it gives you iron 3 oxide and sulfur dioxide. Then this sulfur dioxide, already I just told you, it is passed through a purification point, and then after purified by removing all the impurities like dust particles and arsenic oxide, it is passed through a contact tower. Now in contact tower, the sulfur dioxide react with oxygen at the temperature 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. Catalyst use vanadium pentaoxide, and promoter use potassium oxide. This is your promoter. Potassium oxide is your promoter, and vanadium pentaoxide is your catalyst, right? And you get what? 2 molecules of sulfur trioxide. Then this sulfur trioxide is passed through absorption tower, and it is then mixed with sulfuric acid, and it gives a new product that is called oleum. What is it? Oleum, or it is also called pyrosulfuric acid, H2S2O7. Just see here, just simply you just combine these SO3 with H2SO4, H2, then total sulfur are 2, so S2 and total oxygen 3 plus 4, that is your 7. H2S2O7, it is a oleum. What it is called? Oleum, and it is also known as pyrosulfuric acid. Now then it is passed to the dilution tank. Now this oleum, when diluted with water, you get a 2 molecule of sulfuric acid. Now the question is here, why this sulfur trioxide is not directly treated with water, right? Okay, I'll just tell you the I'll explain this one, why not we use this direct absorption of sulfur trioxide with water. But before it, just look at here, purification unit, the gaseous mixture of sulfur dioxide and oxygen, they contain impurities, mainly dust particles and arsenious oxide. These impurities are removed in purification units, otherwise what's happened? They will poison the catalyst. Question may ask why the impurities should be removed, on which impurities are removed, right? Second is your in contact tower, which catalyst is used? Vanadium pentoxide. Why it is used? Why this vanadium pentoxide is used? Because it is cheaper and less easily poisoned. Third is your which promoter is used? Potassium oxide is used to enhance the activity of catalyst, vanadium pentoxide. Now next is the main question is why sulfur trioxide is not directly absorbed in water as what? Why? Because first of all, the reason is the reaction is highly exothermic. If directly this sulfur trioxide is diluted with water, then what's happened? This reaction is highly exothermic and it results in production of dense fog of sulfuric acid particles which do not condense easily, right? That's why this sulfur trioxide is not directly absorbed in water. Okay, now next is your physical properties of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is colorless, odorless, slightly sour in taste, right? And sulfuric acid is what? Nature wise it is dense, oily, hygroscopic liquid. What do you mean by hygroscopic liquid? Means being hygroscopic means it absorbs moisture from the atmosphere, and hence considered sulfuric is always kept in airtight bottles. Question may ask why sulfuric acid is kept in airtight bottles? Because being hygroscopic, it absorbs moisture from the atmosphere, right? Now next is your okay, thank you children. Rest of the part we will discuss in the next video.